I can't look anywhere without seeing an Osmo Pocket 3. It's in the hands of all the creators I watch. It's all over my For You page. I see the shadows of them in videos I'm watching. And as a holiday gift from DJI, I got a scarf that, you guessed it, has one of them on it. Plus, of course, I own one too. It was my first purchase as a solo creator. A refurbished, always shop refurbished first, Osmo Pocket 3 creator combo with the magnetic NDs and a 1-year DJI care plan. And I bought this camera because I saw that every other creator I wanted to be like had one. I was influenced. And although being influenced can sometimes go south, the Osmo Pocket 3 has been worth every penny. But its rise in popularity is interesting to me because it's not perfect for everybody. It just so happens to be absolutely perfect for the folks that influence us most. I'm Becca, welcome back to my channel where we take tech outside. Let's talk about the pros, cons, and how this little camera got so damn popular. Many small creators like myself are a one-man show, meaning that I need everything to be as easy and streamlined as possible. And the idea that I can take all of this, the stuff that I need to make a video, a camera, a lens, a microphone, and turn it into just this? Oh my God, that's a wonderful proposition. This is the $520 DJI Osmo Pocket 3. It's basically the camera and gimbal setup from a DJI drone with a handle and screen instead of propellers. It can shoot 4K, 120 frames per second video in 10-bit D-Log, and it has a 3-axis gimbal for relatively smooth footage. Plus, it can track subjects to keep them in frame and easily pair with DJI mics for better audio. Check. But this camera does come with some trade-offs. First, that 1-inch Type-C MOS sensor isn't as large as a full-frame sensor, meaning that you're not going to get as much depth of field or background blur. Even when shooting in log, you won't have as much dynamic range for preserving details and highlights or shadows. It's not great or natural looking in low light. Because it is a fixed lens camera, you only have from about here to here in focal range. And then there is this wide angle lens adapter right here that comes in the creator combo, but I hardly ever use it because it's not that big of a difference from the standard view, and it's also really small, and I'm just constantly afraid that I'm gonna lose this thing. Not to mention, there's no physical way to control focus other than tapping on a subject on the 2-inch screen or through the companion app, which works fine most of the time, but then the other maybe 20% of the time doesn't. Like in these shots, where it hunts for focus or just doesn't focus at all. But despite these trade-offs, it has been a great camera for a full-time creator like myself.
Not so bad.
More on that in a second. First, a quick commercial break. One of the best features of the Osmo Pocket 3 is its ability to track people, which is also my favorite feature of this new gimbal. This is the iSteady M7 gimbal from Hohem. Thank you, Hohem, for sponsoring this video. This new AI tracking phone gimbal features a detachable touchscreen remote controller and a magnetic AI tracker with a fill light, meaning that you can easily set the gimbal to always keep your subject in frame or articulate without you needing to hold it. You could think of it as a tool to turn your phone into an Osmo Pocket 3. Just put any phone into the gimbal. This is the Oppo Find X8. And then calibrate the AI camera so that it knows where the lens you want to use is pointing. Select your subject, and just like that, no matter where I go, I will be kept in the frame. And because there's a 360-degree rotation on this gimbal, I can go anywhere. I can go above, I can go below, I can go behind, and I'll still be in the frame. You can order your iSteady M7 gimbal using the link down in my bio. Thank you, Hohem, for sponsoring my little channel. Now back to the show. All right, the first walk of 2025, Han. Do you have any New Year's resolutions you care to share? I guess that's a no. The DJI Osmo Pocket 3 is what normal, non-action sports doing folks have always wanted from an action camera. I had to pull over because look at how beautiful it is. It's small, easy to use, sub $600, and has great stabilization, all like an action camera.
The only real differences are that it's not waterproof, sadly. It's also not nearly as durable or rugged as an action cam, and it also doesn't have as nearly as wide a field of view, which turns out is pretty okay for most folks, and in fact, a bit more cinematic.
I've shot everything from products to nature with this camera, but where it shines is people, both the people around you and yourself, or what camera companies love to call vlogging. For years, traditional camera companies have been trying to sell their more budget-friendly cameras as vlogging cameras. It's sort of like an aspirational marketing move. Look, you too can have those cool vacation vlogs like the YouTubers that you love if you buy this camera. But the problem with more traditional camera bodies is that there's a lot of dials and buttons and deep menu settings and oftentimes interchangeable lenses that require you to know a bit about how to use a camera. Whereas with action cameras and the Osmo Pocket 3, you just flip it on and you can get right to filming. Although if you wanted to, you can dig deeper and adjust settings, but you don't have to. The Osmo Pocket 3 also has this 3-axis gimbal that keeps a subject in focus and in frame no matter where they go. The other difference between this and those vlogging cameras is that it's small enough to be mounted anywhere. I've mounted it to my windshield, above my desk, in front of my camera, and the fact that it doesn't look like a traditional camera means that it's less intimidating to be in front of, and it calls less attention to itself. So for example, when I was vlogging at the beginning of my Meadow Ryan video, I didn't feel like I was calling any more attention to myself than if I was just filming on my phone, which is common to see people doing now and also brings me to my last point. It's as small as a phone, it has as good of quality, if not a little better than a phone, but it's not a phone. So when you turn it on, you're not sucked into phone land or social media apps or distracted by notifications. As you can see, I have so many good things to say about this camera, just like all of the other YouTubers who have felt compelled to make videos about it themselves. And I would bet good money that right now, 50% of you are either checking the price of them or thinking about getting one for yourself, which is exactly how this camera got so damn popular. The Osmo Pocket 3 is a rare home run for a camera company. First, its price, $520, makes it accessible to more people. Second, it happens to be the most perfect tool for YouTubers, like myself, who have influence over people's buying decisions. And we've all fallen so deeply in love with this camera that we've made whole videos about it, even a year after it came out. And lastly, and most importantly, this camera has no competition. Which tells me that this market's about to heat up, and I'm willing to bet a lot of money that this company is gonna be next, Insta360. They have a webcam that has a similar camera gimbal part. They have the subject tracking technology in all their cameras. And they already have that sort of action cam interface nailed down. It's a no-brainer. But as we have seen before in the DJI versus the Insta360 races, it's gonna be up to you to know what is paid praise of a product and what is genuine love of a product. Companies are getting very good at paying for views and dodging disclosures, which is illegal. I was listening to Colin and Samir's podcast last week, and they had Linus of Linus Tech Tips on, who said this about sponsored content.
Anything that is sponsored, and we do our due diligence when it comes to disclosures, cannot, by definition, be a review. That video was reviewed by the brand whose entire reason for existing is to sell you that product.
Right.
That really resonated with me because although you won't see a paid review around here, I see a hell of a lot of them on the internet. So what I recommend to you, as products get better, but also paychecks get bigger, is rent that new camera first. You can get that Osmo Pocket 3 for under $100 for nearly 2 weeks on lensrentals.com. And this video isn't even sponsored by them. I have no affiliate links to share. I just think that more people should test cameras before they spend a ton of money on them. Also, look at that perfect snow angel. She still got it. But if you did pick up an Osmo Pocket 3, let me know what you love and hate about it down in the comments. It has truly changed the way I work, and I can't really imagine this channel existing in the way that it does without it. I freaking love this thing, man. And thank you so much for being here, bud. I have so many exciting things coming in 2025, and I just appreciate your support so much. It really means the world to me. So, Happy New Year. I hope you and everyone you love are well, and I'll see you in the next one.